What's the best Wi-Fi name you've seen? I caused a small family panic when I named it Disconnected. Edit. Thank you guys for so much more evil ideas and suggestions. My family will suffer more and I'll burn in hell for sure. Thanks. My favorite was, Mom, click here for internet. Chipotle. Guess there's no Chipotle nearby. We're not allowed to have our own routers on campus, so I named mine AT&T Mobile Hotspot. Go back to California when I had just moved to Texas, and had CA plates on my car still. My favorite is it's on the back of the router. Edit. On the back of the router it would say ask my name for password. Password. The password was wifey. One of my sons, probably about 12 or 13 at the time, friend's father set at a Wi-Fi channel named Free Internet Porn when his son had a birthday sleepover. The father then sat outside the area where they were sleeping and listened to them spend hours trying to figure out how to connect. My son called me that night asking how to connect to a Wi-Fi channel when you don't know the password because his friend forgot their password. I told him the only way was to guess. Evidently it kept them busy and out of trouble all night. Protected sex. And unprotected sex. For a British electronics store called Sex. Rebellious Amish family. The most notable, and my least favorite. I can hear masturbating. I lived in an apartment with thin walls, but I was really self-conscious after that. Edit. Thanks for the awards and laughs. Stay safe fellow Redditors. My younger brother set his mobile hotspot to hot singles in your area and I'm never gonna get over it. I fucked Jenny. Landlord's wife. I had a friend who had that. Hated his landlord, but the landlord couldn't find out which tenant was broadcasting it. The friend had it hooked up to a battery so the landlord couldn't cut the power to find out whose it was. Wedn't they wifey? Password was I don't know. Hilarious when anyone asked him how to get on his Wi-Fi. It was like a vaudeville routine. Silence of the LAN is a top contender for me. Totally safe Wi-Fi. No spyware. Promise and let it open, without password. Troy and a bit in the modem. Malware.exe. 5G coronavirus test number 1 strength, 500%. Crack Shack, which wasn't exactly creative but we later found out that the owners were arrested for selling drugs. Edit. No, it was not a restaurant. We don't have a restaurant chain named Crack Shack in my state. Wu-Tang LAN. Was at a church in some neighborhood. Jesus has left the building. This LAN is my LAN. Lord of Pings, password Legolas. Lock, free Wi-Fi. My neighbor had 2 brothers chilling in a hot tub. Is this the Krusty Krab? The password was no ISIS Patrick. When my brother was in the Air Force Reserve, I went to his house one day and say his Wi-Fi name was LAN of the Free. It burns when I pee. The best Wi-Fi name that I found led me on an elaborate adventure. It was called Help Girl Kidnapped Floor 9 Apt 30C. On the door of that apartment was a post-it note that instructed me to go into the basement where there was a stash of free marshmallows. Grabbed enough to add into a cup of white hot chocolate. I install internet etc. for a living. Best one I ever came up with was for the Delta Phi sorority, Delta Wi-Fi. They loved it. That's what she SSID. Tell my wife I love her. For the longest time, I had my phone's hotspot name as Police Surveillance Tricycle. Turns out, it's a good way to get some people paranoid and have others amused over the whole thing when having it active during classes. You kids get off me LAN.